Almost every other week, hundreds of Nigerian migrants are repatriated from Libya. In the last 1 year alone, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, has facilitated the return of over 5,000 Nigerian migrants from Libya, the majority of them young people. Virtually all the migrants had made the journey to Libya in the first place through the Sahara Desert, hoping to cross the Mediterranean Sea into Europe in search of greener pasture. Among the returnees is Chilean Azu, who left Nigeria in July last year in the company of 3 of her siblings. Their destination was France.
I didn't have a good job. I had just a job where I was paid very little, and I had so many things to take care of. I have younger ones as well. So I decided to leave the country. My cousins who were abroad, they called home and told us they needed about 4 people from the family that they wanted to help.
But her cousins did not tell them the journey was going to be harrowing and take months.
They just told us to come to Libya, that it was going to be by road, but they didn't say it's going to be by desert and sea. So they didn't give us a detailed information that will enable us to say I want to or I wouldn't. They didn't give us all the information required. They didn't even tell us to prepare ourselves for the things ahead.
What would happen in the course of the over 1 month their journey from Agadez in Niger to Libya took was more like a self-discovery for them. It was harrowing and dangerous.
There was a particular place we were dropped by the driver. It was so hot and there was no water. I actually saw my sister fainting. In fact, that was the first time I was seeing someone lose life. Like, she became stiff and we didn't know what to do. We were confused. All we could do was to cry, and while we were crying, it was too hot. We were equally feeling like we were going to faint.
Chilean and his siblings' journey terminated at the seaside in Libya while waiting to cross the Mediterranean Sea. They were arrested by the Libyan police and thrown into detention for about 3 months before the IOM assisted to repatriate them back to Nigeria. And once back home, Chilean began confronting a new challenge: social stigma.
I discovered that once you return and you tell people I was in Libya, what they feel is it's either you're a prostitute. In fact, I told IOM that I felt I had no life anymore when I came back, because the people I meet, the way they look at me once I say I traveled, and what they feel about me. It took me thank God for IOM reintegration. That was actually what brought me back, because after speaking with Mr. Osita and several other persons, they told me that you should be bold to say you were there. You should not be scared. That was actually how I started getting myself back again. So I regret ever embarking on that journey.
Chilean is now part of the IOM Migrants Messenger Project, an initiative where returnee migrants are trained to be messengers and spread the word against irregular migration. She also does her own advocacy, counseling young people against taking the desert routes to Europe.
I try my best to tell them what I experienced and what it's like out there. Even if they argue, because I've met some persons who said because you didn't make it, you don't want us to go Abi. I usually tell them that it's not just because I didn't make it. Actually, I thank God I was returned, because I know that going there, I don't even have a future over there. Those people who are taking me, they might not even have a job. They are just taking me so that they can use me to make wealth. So I try my best to inform them about the happenings, and then I try my best to convince them that it's even better to work here than going over there and not doing what you were supposed to do, like just being used by someone to build wealth.
The IOM is now assisting Chilean to set up a small business enterprise. And from being an irregular migrant herself, she's now helping to stop other intending irregular migrants from passing through what she experienced in her ill-fated journey to France. Deji, Badmus, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.